Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. Or I'm my alter ego, Miss Vanity Scarlet, and we are just counting our ways down to Christmas, and we are just celebrating the holidays and having a good time. And I figured, what way to celebrate the Christmas holiday than with the gift that keeps on giving, the man that is Mr. Keeho of P1Harmony. I've recently started getting into the band themselves, and there have been a couple just videos that have been recommended to me by YouTube. Well, a lot of YouTube shorts involving Keeho, and it's got me very interested into him. So then I reacted to, I think, him being the Gen Z king or something, just random compilation, and I had a good old time. And I got so many recommendations from you guys at that point. But this is another thing that YouTube recommended to me since I've had so much Keeho in my just watch history, and it is him performing Adele's When We Were Young. And I'm super excited to dive into this because this is one of my karaoke songs. Like, I love this song. It is such a beautiful ballad, a lot of great vocal opportunities, lots of great range that goes into it, vocal stamina to maintain some of the upper parts as long as you have to, and I'm just excited to see what he does with it. I always love hearing men's take on these kind of songs just because, well, like I said, it's one of my karaoke songs, so I like to see how other guys sing it. How do they change things about? How do they make it work for their voices? And yeah, so we're gonna just dive in and see what he does with the song.
왜 긴장되지? Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel
Vibrato's
like
beautiful.
home. You're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. 'Cause you look like a movie, you sound like a song.
Oh god, that
My
vibrato
God,
is
this
so pretty.
reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears. Nobody told me that you'd be here.
Come on.
And I swear you moved overseas. That's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie, you still sound like a song. My God, this reminds
Come on, Growl.
of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. When we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to admit that everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone, I guess. I still care. Do you still care?
I'll always care.
It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. My God, this reminds me.
Come on, baby.
Of when we were young.
Okay. Struggled a little bit with it, but it's okay. Just like a song when we were young. Thank you. Okay, he has such a gorgeous vibrato. That's one of my favorite things about some of my favorite singers. Like the tone, he's got beautiful tone to his voice too, but if you've just got a good, magically delicious vibrato, oh God, I just love you 10 times even more. So he's got a beautiful singing voice, but the vibrato at that, how it just lingers at the end of some of these phrases was just like, oh God, this is so beautiful. And yeah, like I said, he's got beautiful tone to his voice. Very stylistic way in the way that he sang a lot of his vowels. There were a lot of leaning into some of the diphthongs or creating diphthongs with words that really don't have them. Very stylistic of like Billie Eilish, Halsey, a couple other artists. I don't know if he was influenced by that or if that's just his style as well. But that very sort of like languid, dragging. Let me photograph you in this light in case this is the last time. I'm over exaggerating, but that sort of thing. I got that throughout. Very stylistic choices he was making there. And for the most part, he did very, very well with the song. I think I don't know if this was the original key of the song or not. I know depending on the day, how I'm feeling, I'll either sing it in the original key or I'll take it down a full step, just because I know like the first 2/3 of the song are easy, but by the time I come out of that bridge, like I spend so much vocal energy on that big note that it's just a matter of, if it's a good day, then I'll sing it in the original key and I'll be fine to get through the end. If it's not a great day, if I try to sing it in the original key and I get to that big note, that'll be fine. But then everything after that, it's like, it's just a race where I'm like, okay, just mentally thinking, okay, keep up, just hold on. You're almost into the song. Don't break, don't crack, just hold on. Where if I just take it down a step or a half step, then I can usually make it through on those not so great days. So for the most part, he did great with the song. He did have a little bit of trouble there coming out of the bridge on that one note. And I don't even think it's so much that he doesn't have the note. It's more so than it was that he just wasn't as prepared for the note as he should have been. Because like you basically sing that almost an exact thing going into the second chorus. So like going into the second chorus, the little pre-chorus, I'm like, God, this reminds me of when we were young, let me photograph you. So like you do that the second chorus, and then when you're coming out of the bridge, it's the same thing. God, this reminds me of when we were young. But then you just bring it up one more little step. So it's not that I don't think he has that note. I just don't know if maybe he just didn't trust himself if he had the note, because like throughout the performance, he seemed a little nervous at the beginning, and then I think like going into the second verse, he like started to chuckle a little bit. Like he felt like he wasn't super duper confident. Like it was more of a, okay, we're gonna sing the song and we're gonna see what happens kind of performance. So I don't think it's so much that he doesn't have the note and can't hit the note. I think it's more of a mental game. Like he just wasn't mentally prepared to do it. Or sometimes as singers, when we're unsure of whether or not something's going to come out the way we want to, whether it's, you know, we're tired, we're sick that day, whatever it may be, and we have this mental debate in our head. Should I go for it? Should I not go for it? Should I go for it? And like I have these conversations. And not all singers are this way, because one of my best friends, Ashley, who's been like my singing partner for years, he and I have had conversations, and he talks about like when he's singing, he's just in the moment, he's just singing, and whatever comes out of him comes out of him. And I'm like, I am thinking so damn hard when I am on stage singing and performing. Like I'm having all kinds of conversations with myself in my head about what's coming next, where I'm going, especially if it's something that's like not second nature to me. So like on performances where I feel like maybe I'm second guessing myself, should I go for this note, should I not go for this note, I'm having this back and forth in my head, and then the time comes for that note, and it's like, all right, if I haven't mentally solidified that, okay, yes, we are going to go for this note, and I'm just like kind of halfway like, okay, I think I'm gonna go for this note, and then the time comes and I kind of go for it, but then I'm like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't, and I kind of just like pull back. I don't give it the full support, the full gas on the pedal that it's supposed that it would normally get. Then, you know, cracks happen, things happen, you know, and it doesn't sound as amazing as it should. So I feel like it might have been something along those lines, where he just wasn't mentally prepared for the note. Not that he didn't have the note, because it was just, like I said, it's just one little step higher than what he had already done going into the second chorus. But you can definitely tell that once that crack happened, his voice was already kind of spent. Who is it? Is it I think it's Harris Simon Studios who I subscribe to. I subscribe to a lot of vocal coaches, but one of them uses the term vocal dollars when they're talking about either their reactions or singers and whatnot, and it's just something that I've always kept in the back of my mind whenever I'm singing. Like there are certain songs and you have a certain amount of vocal dollars to spend, and once those vocal dollars are gone, you don't have any more vocal dollars to spend. You don't have any more money to give. You don't have any more voice. So going throughout the song, like, okay, the first verse I paid this much, second verse I paid this much, knowing how much I need to pay for that bridge, and then it's hoping that you have enough to get through the end. So I think by the time he got to that bridge, like he had paid a lot of his vocal dollars and may not have had enough to successfully get all the way through the end of the song. And trust me singing the song, same. So there were a couple points there during that last chorus where his voice was kind of shaky or unintentionally cracked. There were some points there where he was intentionally like crying, flipping up into different register, but there were a couple points there where it's like it was just breaking, cracking, and unintentionally. So I think that overshot, or not being able to hit that note the way that it was supposed to hit, the way that he wanted to hit it, took some of the vocal energy out of his voice. So yeah, it didn't end as amazingly as we had hoped, but he still sounded great. And singers have bad days, we have off days, so I'm not gonna say that, oh, he can't sing, or he can't sing this song, this, that, and the other. I think it was just not his best effort. I think there were things that he just wasn't mentally prepared for, or didn't have the confidence in himself to do these things, when I believe he has the ability. Granted, I only reacted to him singing like once or twice at this point, but still, just from what I could hear in his voice, I don't think it's a matter of he doesn't have the note. I think it's just a matter of he wasn't prepared for it, or didn't have confidence in himself to hit that note. But other than that, like, I said, his voice is beautiful. The tone of his voice is beautiful, and I live for his vibrato and cheekbones for days. And there were times when he was doing this, and you know, we got a little midriff. I'm like, okay, this is a great performance. So all in all, I enjoyed myself. So hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. At this point, I think I've gotten through like 3 or 4 videos for P1Harmony and Keeho, so they should have a playlist at this point on my channel. So if you'd like to see more of my P1Harmony reactions, you can check out my P1Harmony reaction playlist down in the description. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. Don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. And before you